बुलेटिन की शुरुआत में बड़ा अपडेट। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर की पहली वर्षगांठ जयपुर में 2 दिवसीय ज्वाइंट कमांडर्स कॉन्फ्रेंस शुरू हो चुकी है।
Clear politico-military objectives and the operational flexibility to achieve these. The clearly stated end to destroy and degrade terror ecosystems, disrupt their planning and deter future aggression from these bases was very unambiguously spelt out, while the armed forces were entrusted the wherewithal to plan and execute this operation. This balance between firm direction at the top and professional autonomy and flexibility at the operational level was a critical key to our success last year. It allowed us in the military to adapt swiftly, to deconflict, to synchronize, and to respond decisively in a dynamic, multi-domain battlefield. Operation Sindoor underscored India's evolving whole-of-government approach, which played out in a clockwork fashion on the battlefield. The highest offices and ministries of the government, intelligence agencies, cyber and information operation institutions, border guarding paramilitary forces such as the BSF, all worked in concert with the armed forces to execute an operation which is now being widely acknowledged as the gold standard, both militarily and strategically across the world. Operation Sindoor was also a joint tri-services effort. It integrated land, air and maritime capabilities with shared situational awareness, common operation and intelligence pictures, and real-time decision-making. Standoff precision strikes, 9 in all, 7 executed by the Indian Army and 2 by the Indian Air Force, were timed to perfection, achieved total surprise, and inflicted maximum damage in each established terror hub deep in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir and heartland Pakistan, signaling that no sanctuary is safe. All this while all of Pakistan's effort to target our military infrastructure and bases came to a knot due to a very carefully and deliberately laid out air defense architecture. We planned, executed, and concluded a complex multi-domain operation in a remarkably compressed time frame. The operation also showcased indigenous capability. A significant percentage of the weapon systems, munitions, rockets and missiles, sensors and electronic warfare suits that were employed were developed and produced in India. The BrahMos, Akash, advanced surveillance and targeting systems, along with homegrown ammunition and spares, all played a decisive role. Indigenous equipment meant not only just self-reliance, but the flexibility to tailor these to our operational requirements, sustain and maintain supply chains, and to respond with speed and confidence. Operation Sindoor proved that Atmanirbhar is not just a slogan. It is indeed a force multiplier. Today,
in POJK as well as in Pakistan itself. And when that first weapon hit the target on the early morning of 7th May 2025, that decisive flash, ladies and gentlemen, was the strength and the resolve of the people of India being projected into the enemy heartland. It was partial justice being served to the families of the victims of that horrendous massacre in Pahalgaon and many such incidents before that. Going into these operations, I remember focus into details of planning. The three of us met almost daily and on more than one occasions. Our aim was not just to hit. It had to be lethal, it had to be precise, avoiding collateral. Hence, selection of targets, timing, weapons to be used, everything needed to be carefully considered. And once that was done, execution was achieved with clockwork precision. A question which comes up time and again is, why did we agree to stop? I fully understand the angst of our people, especially the younger generation, given our experience with Pakistan. But allow me to clarify here. Our fight was with the terrorists and their support infrastructure, and that is what we hit, ensuring no collateral damage. We had achieved our objectives and our mission was complete. But when Pakistani establishment decided to side with terror and make it their own fight, we had no choice but to respond in kind. It was about self-defense, much beyond a counter-terror operation. When we responded, it was lethal and ruthless. And after taking the beating, sense kicked in the adversary, and they asked for cessation of hostilities. We paused when the request came, we stepped back, but we didn't blink. We had delivered the message, and the message was very clear. That is, misadventure will not go unanswered. Acts of terror will carry consequences. A lot of time this question comes up over the past 1 year. What are the lessons? Well, in the defense forces, we are continuously evaluating our options and drawing our lessons through exercises, training, and simulation. But of course, there is no better training ground than an actual operation itself. So we have also internalized what we encountered and taken them into our planning consideration. Some of them I can share with you. First, Operation Sindoor reaffirmed the primacy of air power. And when I say air power, it means everything that is in the air and not only Air Force. As the first responder and the dimension of choice for any nation. Second, it reasserted the salience of jointness and a whole-of-nation approach. It vindicated Indian Air Force's focus on precision targeting and net-centric warfare, with ICCS emerging as a clear enabler. Next, we are also able to see through our adversary. We now have first-hand confirmation of their capabilities, capacities, and tactics they intended to hide. So I'm sure there are a very lot across there. A crucial lesson: nations forced into conflict must always have conflict termination criteria and strategy in sight. Otherwise, very soon you can go astray and do not realize how to terminate that conflict. Of course, we need to invest more in certain capabilities like space, unmanned systems, cyber. Some of these capabilities have already been addressed in the past 1 year, and we fully realize that Atmanirbharta, as my friend Rajiv alluded, is the way forward. So Indian Air Force relies heavily on indigenous technologies, and several measures are being taken to enhance partnership with defense PSUs and private industry. IF is an active participant of Mission Sudarshan Chakra, and we are working to build on the success of ICCS to provide this crucial capability to our country. Looking ahead, we continue the vigil, and IF will continue to be the first responder whenever our peace and tranquility is challenged, whenever our sovereignty is threatened. There is no distance too far, no depth too great, and no dimension we cannot dominate. At this instant, we are watching and could not be better prepared. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I consider it as a privilege to be amidst you on the first anniversary of Operation Sindoor, an operation that stands as a defining testament to India's resolve against terror and to the decisive strategic vision of our national leadership. As we reflect on its conduct, lessons, and our preparedness for the future, we do so not merely on a highly successful operation, but on the emergence of a new dimension of deterrence, offensive in mindset, swift in response, precise in execution, and resolute in purpose. Operation Sindoor underscored the strategic vision of our national leadership, which provided a precise and unambiguous mandate and the necessary operational freedom, enabling decisive kinetic action by the Indian Defence Forces. In the immediate aftermath of the dastardly Pahalgam attack, the Indian Navy transitioned rapidly to combat readiness, deploying the carrier battle group, surface action groups, led by potent indigenous frontline warships, submarine, aircraft, and special forces in an offensive posture in the northern Arabian Sea. On the night of 6th-7th May, the naval personnel also participated in the precision strikes on terror infrastructure alongside the Indian Army and Indian Air Force, underscoring jointness. As the campaign unfolded, forward deployment of the Indian Navy compelled Pakistani naval and air units into a defensive posture, largely confined to harbors or operating close to their coastline. Our dominance at sea created credible deterrence and held Pakistani economic trade, routes and risks, thereby significantly contributing to the escalation control mechanism. Op Sindoor validated India's ability to respond to asymmetric provocation with deliberate, precise and proportionate force. It demonstrated that terror infrastructure and supporting military enablers can be targeted swiftly and effectively whilst maintaining escalation dominance. The operation also highlighted the decisive role of indigenous cutting-edge technologies, platforms, systems and equipment including drones, layered defense systems and counter-uncrewed aerial systems. By striking the terror hubs in the heart of Pakistan using long-range precision weapons, India effectively called the bluff on Pakistan's nuclear blackmail. The growing relevance of uncrewed and autonomous systems, as seen in the recent conflicts, reinforces the need for accelerated integration into our operational constructs. Our endeavor, therefore, remains focused on inducting these niche capabilities and constantly reviewing our concepts of operations to remain ahead of the adversary. The information domain emerged as a parallel battle space. Disinformation was effectively countered and the whole of government approach ensured prevalence of our own strategic intent over the manufactured narratives. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, the operation demonstrated the operational dividends of the principles of JAI, that is, jointness, Atmanirbharta and indigenization. Seamless integration of three services through Chiefs of Staff Committee, as Air Marshal Bharti just mentioned, regular meetings of all the three Director Generals of the services, aided in better situational awareness, control of escalation response, and quick decision-making, enabling better actions on ground. The establishment of Joint Operation Control Center ensured synchronized military actions against the adversary. Furthermore, the seamless coordination with all national agencies, including Indian Coast Guard, intelligence and maritime agencies, ensured robust employment of the comprehensive national power. The performance of indigenous ships such as the aircraft carrier Vikrant, Kolkata and Vishakhapatnam class destroyers validated the Indian Navy's investment in indigenous capability, blue water readiness and integrated warfighting, thus reaffirming Atmanirbharta as a critical enabler for operational success. To conclude, I would like to assure the citizens of Bharat that the Indian Defence Forces, including the Indian Navy, remain ready and forward deployed. If Op Sindoor was proof of calibrated resolve, our next response will be about sustained overmatch. If challenged again, we will not merely respond, we will shape the battle space from the outset. The Indian Navy, alongside the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force, has demonstrated capability to strike deep, strike far, and strike sure, anytime, anywhere, anyhow. Jai Hind. Jalmev Yas, Balmev Tasya. Thank you.